Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Lights Out. It wasn't anywhere. Up here I was going to say, oh, it's by Quiver Distribution. See them? That's where the arrow comes out. So they're usually some good ones. You know, I like to see those kinds of beginnings. Sometimes you get some good stuff. At least you recognize it. But I don't know. Got to set your expectations low. This is about an ex-soldier who goes into underground fighting. That sounds like a lot of fun. With the help of an ex-con. And then they pin them both against the crime boss, corrupt cops, and hired killers. Sounds like a real fun action film. And just by describing this film, if you don't know anything about it, I'm guaranteeing you could probably guess at least one person who's going to be in it, if not two, right? So, and this isn't first. Two people I would guess in this kind of film, you know, that has a low rating. It's 4.8 on IMDb, but only 291 people rated it so far. So who are those people that you would guess? Well, Frank Grillo, right? So Frank Grillo's in this, so that's pretty cool. And then also Scott Adkins, right? Who's not going to be in a cool fighting film? Or I don't know how cool it is, but in a fighting film. One of those two is bound to be in it, you know? And then Dermot Mulroney is also in it. Now, I wouldn't have pegged him to be in this one, but they got to find somebody. Mekhi Phifer. How do you say his name? I know him from back in the day. He hasn't been in much lately, but Mekhi Phifer, whatever. So, thanks, buddy. And so, you know, I have very low expectations. Hour and 30 minutes, but could be good. So stick around. I'll let you know. I'll be back. Hey everybody, forgot to credit to Lights Out and completely disagree with the rankings here. And I think it also has to do with some of your taste. But if you like guys action fighting movies, this is it for you, you know? Guys bonding, rising up against bad people, dirty cops, gangster type people, you know what I mean? This is your kind of movie. Just go check it out. It's worth it. Now, I will say that it does come with a quick warning before I talk a little bit more. A quick warning, because I know nobody makes it all the way through, at least not all the time. But anyway, if you're watching it for Scott Adkins, do not watch this movie for Scott Adkins. I was really hoping for a little more Scott. There is a lot of flashback stuff, but his main role, what we wanted to see, is really not. There's not a lot of it, so you know I'm not gonna ruin the movie. But if you're thinking, hey, I'm gonna go in and see this great Scott Adkins movie where he has a big role and a big part in it, you're not getting that. So be that warning, and I bet you that's probably why a lot of people rank this a little bit lower. I didn't know that going into it. I'm a little disappointed. It doesn't ruin the movie for me. I'll give you this: if they made Lights On the prequel to Lights Off. Because they were soldiers together. Frank Grillo and Scott Adkins were over in Afghanistan together. And that's how they are friends. And they could show the prequel. So a little shout out to whoever made this movie. If you guys want to make a prequel and just show like how they got together and a little bit of the Afghanistan stuff, I'm in, man. I think that would make a great movie. Also, I want to say, I know Mekhi Phifer, I think I'm saying it right now. He was in it. I said Amari Nolasco. So he was Fernando in Prison Break. He was in it. Kevin Gage is in it, but he has a very small role. So there were some of the ones that I had missed that I wanted to talk about. I think I said Cowboy. Donald Cerrone from UFC, he's also in it. So just wanted to touch on those things. So, quick elaborate on the plot. It's, you know, Frank Grillo comes back from Afghanistan, or, you know, whatever. He was in Afghanistan, kind of a drifter kind of guy. And he runs into Mekhi Phifer. They go into a town, right? And that's where, you know, they kind of join a fight club, essentially. And that's, sorry, my nose is really itchy. Frank Grillo is really good at fighting. And that fight club is run by Dermot Mulroney. Oh, one other person, Jaime King, is also in it. So it's like, as my wife says, star-studded. There's a lot of known people in it. A little later in their career, but still. So Jaime King in it. She plays, Dermot Mulroney runs the fight club, essentially, kind of a and he runs a gym, and you know, some drugs, and he's like the gangster, the head of the gangster side. Jaime King's kind of like the dirty cop, kind of looming around kind of stuff. And so they're all your cast of characters, and Frank Grillo comes in and gets into the fight club. Mekhi Phifer's character has like a sister and a niece who had an ex-boyfriend. His sister had a boyfriend or something like that who kind of stole from somebody. So, you know, like Dermot Mulroney and Jaime King all want to get this money back, so they know it has something to do with Mekhi's sister in this, who now is friends with Frank Grillo. A lot of ties, a lot of connections. Anyway, so that's the kind of movie, right? Like money, going after it. Whose fault was it? Going after the family. Family, you got to rise up against the evil gangster and the dirty cops and make everything good. That's, I mean, sure, we've seen movies like this before, and this has a fight club in it. So I liked it because I didn't think there was anything really wrong except for the Scott Adkins piece that they just you know, they not over advertised, but he's high up in the IMDb, but he's not in the movie all as much. I like that, but I like the camaraderie. You know, I like it when, you know, guys become friends and they look out for each other, and that's what happens with Mekhi and Frank Grillo. It's also evident with the Scott Adkins side of thing and all that, so I like that. And you know, he gets taken in by Mekhi's family, and becomes that kind of thing, even though he seems like a tough guy. So that whole piece I like. I like bringing in all these other actors, and the cowboy, Donald Cerrone, is in it, so I thought that was cool, and it was just fun. It was just good action, good fighting. I mean, you know, some of the fight scenes, like when I hit somebody like right up under here, and they show like the inside of the head, you know what I mean, like what happens, like the brain contusing or whatever, you know. I thought that was pretty okay. It was different, you know. I didn't think there was anything wrong. I don't know why it's 4.8, except for the one thing that I said. I'm probably at a 6. I went in with low expectations. Short film. And it beat my expectations. So, like I said, it could go for a sequel. If you want to throw a sequel out there, I'll check that out. I don't know if it would be as good, to be honest with you, but the prequel would be something. Lights on. Directed, written, starring Jeff Kimmel. What do you say? Let's make it happen. You know, Scott Adkins, you know, and me and Frank Grillo. I think we could do some damage. I don't know, but that would be cool, you know. And Mekhi, his character Phifer, he's an ex. He just got out of prison 2 weeks before this movie starts. So yeah, I mean, there's so much there. You can go to Afghanistan. You can see Mekhi's his history, what's going on with him, how did he get into prison. You know, there's a lot there. There's a lot to unfold and unwrap and peel back, all that kind of stuff. Speaking of that, this is my last piece. I thought I was entertained. I liked everybody. I felt, you know, they did a good job with developing most of the characters that, you know, kind of knew what was going on for the ones that you needed. Like Dermot Mulroney, the two guys I keep mentioning, all that kind of stuff. I felt Jaime King's character, although they tried, I don't know. I felt there was a little missing pieces there with her. Wanted to know about, like, more of her background in this. Her character's background, of course. That's probably the only other area of opportunity I would have said. Is just, like, lighten that up. And you could do that with a prequel. So let me know. Hit me up. You know, just, you know, put a comment in there if you guys want to, you know, include me. And we could talk about it, you know. And that's it. That's what I got for you. So as you can tell, I'm a little excited because I thought that was fun, and I didn't expect a lot. So probably 6 if I didn't say that. So check it out if you like these types of movies. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm right. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.